Good afternoon. It's Tiamo from FXCM, Forex Capital Markets. I am an account executive here, and this afternoon I'm going to be giving you guys a walk through the trading station platform. It's a very customizable and user-friendly platform. At the end of this, we're all going to be having a Q&A session. In the next coming slide, you're going to see my email address that you have access to. If you want to email me a question directly, by all means, feel free to. And yeah, we can get started. I'm going to start with the disclaimer. So past performance is not indicative of future results. Examples are displayed for illustrative purposes only and do not guarantee profits. Trading on margin can result in losses that may exceed your deposited funds. Please ensure that you fully understand the risks or seek investment advice if necessary. FXCM provides an execution-only service. Any analysis, opinion, commentary, or research-based material contained in this presentation is for information and educational purposes only and is not intended to be an offer, recommendation, or solicitation to buy or sell. Leverage is a double-edged sword and can dramatically amplify your profits. It can also just as dramatically amplify your losses. Trading foreign exchange with any level of leverage may not be suitable for all investors. The webinar does not have regard to specific investment objectives, financial situations, and needs of any specific person who may receive it. All videos are provided for educational purposes only, and clients should not rely on the content or policies as they may differ with regards to the entity that you are trading with. Further, any opinions, analysis, prices, or other information contained on this website is provided for educational purposes and does not constitute investment advice. FXCM will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit which may arise directly or indirectly from the use or reliance on such information. Let's go to the platform now. Okay. So now we've got the trading station platform. In the center here, you'll see that you've got these dealing rates. You'll notice them by flashing of red and blue lights. And to the right, we've got a news feed. Very, very helpful in terms of those who rely on fundamental analysis. And coming to the dealing rates now quickly. The dealing rates come in two forms, either simple or advanced. However, they have the same information. Okay? So for instance, the dealing rate simply contains of quotation boxes of the symbols, which are here. And these symbols will contain pretty much your forex currencies that are there, your majors, your minors, your exotics. As you can see, you've got your indices, the CFDs there, and commodity CFDs. So index CFDs, commodity CFDs right there. And in order to, if you want to have access to the ones that, if you want to have access to symbols, dealing rates, it's a simple procedure. And if you want to have dealing rates removed, I'm going to show you how to do that now. Just come to symbols. The ones you've subscribed to are on your right. Some people want to actually just specialize and look at a few currencies or instruments rather, let me say. and I'm just gonna do that. So the ones I'm clicking on right now, are the ones we don't want access to. Okay? And by clicking that, you come into the middle arrow. You'll notice that the dealing rates are gone. And if you want some dealing rates, you'll simply come to the left here, click on the one you want. You'll notice that the ones you've subscribed to are blue. The ones you haven't subscribed to are gray. You can add that there. Happy, you close. So now we come to the quotation boxes, the dealing rates. As you can see, the top left, the advanced dealing rate, you've got your currency or instrument symbol. And to the right of that, you have the time the instrument loss moved in price. You've got the low of the day on the left there. You've got the high of the day on the right. And in the middle, you've got the spread. And below the spread, you have the pip cost. And to the right of the pip cost, you'll have rollover for having a buy position and rollover for having a sell position. And you've got the sell and the buy prices there. In the middle, this is a feature for one-click trading. It's not something we're going to touch into right now. And the simple dealing rates simply contain the same information, just has a bit more information, however. It's a matter of preference as to which one you'd want. As you see, the sell, the symbol, sell, the buy, spread, high, low, I've discussed, rollover from the sell, rollover from the buy, pip cost, commission, how much you're being charged. So this is 8 cents per 1,000 you trade. 4 cents going into the trade, 4 cents coming out the trade, hence per unit round turn. And that's the maintenance margin requirement, and that's the time. Okay? And just to say that the rollover, just for quick explanation, is simply interest credited or debited to you for holding a trade overnight. You know? And so I've discussed that, and now coming down, you can see that you have information on your account. That's the equity. You've got your profit or loss, and obviously that's for the days. That's for the day you've been working on. And you come to the used margin, which is simply the margin that you've used from your account, and that's the usable margin that's left over, and that's the usable margin as a percentage. The gross profit and loss, margin call status. I want to go and make a trade now, okay? Because we're going to now come to the open positions. We're going to discuss the closed positions, okay? So we come to USD, let's say we buy. I'm going to choose an amount of, let's say 100,000. Notice that this comes in multiples of 1,000. And below that, you've got information on your pip cost. I like this platform because it's so transparent and it gives you information on like the numbers, and it's the small detail for me that really counts. The used margin, if you're trading 100,000, and the commission that you're being charged. You know, so notice how with one pip movement, just one pip moving in your favor, you've already covered your commission. And yeah, so a pip cost per pip just means the amount of currency you'll be gaining for every pip movement, and amount of currency you'll be losing for every pip movement against you. You see? And the pip is simply the last decimal place. So we're looking at this amount, this number right here, the fourth decimal place. Okay, so if you want to make an advanced market order, you can just click on advanced. You have information on your stop, you have information on your limit that you can add. So the stop simply is the maximum amount of loss you'd be willing to take in a trade. So once you hit a loss of X of price XYZ, you want the system to pull you out the trade, and limit wants you to lock in the profit. It's vice versa. The maximum amount of profit you're willing to go for, that you're targeting, and when that profit mark gets reached, you get put out of the trade automatically. You can have it in pips. And I was discussing the pip now because everyone generally prefers in pips. And for me it works better because I trade in pips, you know, and I read in pips. So you come to the stop here. So you can say that after I lose, let's say for instance 14 pips, I want to be taken out the trade, and once I gain, let's say around 38 pips, I'll get taken out the trade. As you come here, stop loss shows where you've put it, and this is how much you'll actually be losing if the stop loss gets triggered. So how much you'll be gaining if the stop loss gets, if the limit gets triggered. You're happy with everything, click OK. Within an instant, your trade is in. So notice how you come to open positions, and now it's got information of the trade that you've opened. This is the currency there, the Euro USD, or the symbol rather. The margin in that trade, it's 100,000. It's a buy position, hence the B. This is where we've entered the trade. We haven't closed the trade yet, and the price is still moving, so it will fluctuate until we close it. And the stop, which is where we set our stop, which is where we set our limit. So this is profit and loss in pips, and this is the gross profit and loss in the currency. Going into the trade is 4 cents per 1,000 we trade. We've traded 1,000, so hence it's $4. And we have, as we exit the trade, it's going to be another 4 cents. And that's where the amount comes. And net profit and loss just simply is the profit and loss that includes the commission and the rollover. Okay, so now we come to some of the benefits of the trading station platform, which is, now we want to close. We can do something called a partial close. We come and we close, and we can close, for instance, half our trade, 50,000, and not the whole position. Re-strategize, and you're happy, you click OK. Notice how we've closed half. We left with everything has pretty much gone into half right now. And you come to closed positions. That's what we've closed, $50. That's the buy. Obviously this is where we opened, this is where we closed. All the information pretty much is down here. And if you want to adjust your stop, if you want to adjust your limit, you click on stop or limit. You can have it in pips, and you can adjust those accordingly, whichever direction you want to take those. And you're happy with that, it still adjusts how much you'd be gaining or losing. You click OK, you send it through, and you're done. So that's pretty much how easy the platform is to use, you know. And if you want to close your position, you simply come, you close the whole position, and you're done. You come to close position, you'll have information of all the positions you closed during the day, and nothing's open, you'll notice here. So now, another thing I want to open is like the charts, okay? Let's go to the charts and let's take it there. You come to charts at the top here to create a new chart, but you want to say new market scope. Normally it opens with a new market scope, but just for those who sometimes find themselves in very unique situations whereby they open and they haven't found a market scope, you just come to new market scope. And for me, this is where FXCM is really, really strong, because when it comes to the presentation of the graphs and what you can do just from your graph, and this market scope runs everything that has to do with charts and your indicators, so on and so forth, you know. So I'm going to take this away because I want to actually get to a point whereby I'm showing you how to do all these things from scratch. Right click, remove area below, right click, and you remove area below. I'm going to remove this moving average here. Okay, so we've got the chart, these candlesticks, very helpful. You can adjust the time by coming to the top here. So this is a daily chart. It's a matter of preference as to which one you actually like using. So we're going to stick to this one for now. Okay, and pretty much from your daily chart, these blue candles represent upward movement and the red candles represent downward movement. Okay, so for now I want to get to how to open a trade from your chart. You just come to this blue icon here, rectangular block here on the right of your chart. You click on it. That's the current price of the instrument currently. Create market order will come out. Say for instance you wanna create that same, this time you wanna sell. You can add it and it's done. So you're gonna see this thing, this green thing come out and say you've taken a short position, which means to pretty much sell. Long positions means to buy. And as you've gone into that trade, if you come back, you'll notice that it's open here. So pretty much everything you can do, you can operate from your charts. You know, come back, you realize you want to add a stop, you want to add a limit. I remember I mentioned that you can add those while the trade is on. You come here, you right click, you say add stop order, have it in pips, and you pretty much adjust it to whatever amount you want, limit to whatever amount you want. When you're happy, you put those in and you'll see there's your stop there, the red line, your limit, which is the purple line. You see, and the nice thing is that you can pretty much adjust the stop or the limit from the chart. And these are the user-friendly, these are the small details that the trading station actually, where it actually sets its mark, you know. And then from here, how do you close your trade? From the chart, like I mentioned, you come, you click on the short, the closed position will come out, and when you're happy with everything, you close. Notice how we come back here. It's no longer open. Closed positions. Our last sell position of the Euro USD. Information of it's right there. You come back. You know. Another thing I want to touch on is obviously how to insert an indicator. You can come to insert. You add indicator. And it depends which one you want to use, you know. So let's say for instance we're going to go for the stochastic. You can simply type it in there. It'll come out. Click on the stochastic. I'm very happy with that. We set the parameters of it. And it comes out there at the bottom. So now, in this instance, the beautiful thing about another beautiful thing that the trading station can do is that you can add another stochastic within the same stochastic. You see, you can add another indicator within another indicator. You could do this also with the MACD, but let me show you what I'm talking about. You know? So let's say in this instance, actually I want to change this to 1 minute for now, for the sake of the example. So now we've got a 1 minute stochastic here. We can add another on the same chart right here below to get more information. And you'll understand what I mean. And it's really a simple strategy. You guys can try it out. Yeah. And you'll understand what I mean. Because you click stochastic there, information comes, parameter, data device, you'll just come to data source there, period. You can make that a M3 because we have a 1 minute stochastic. You can add a 3 minute stochastic. Come to location, data source, I actually said M3. Okay. You come to location, you're going to untick that here because that's asking to put on another chart, and you're going to click on stochastic. Actually, we don't want to get confused. I want to change the colors so that we can see which stochastic we're looking at. Make the one line black. And we'll come make the other line blue. Okay? Purple. It's a bit lighter. And then I'm going to say okay. We've already set that. We've set that. I'm going to come down here. We're going to untick here. Sorry. And click on stochastic, and then we're going to say okay. Right here there's information of another stochastic on the very same stochastic. And now we have two stochastic. And just pretty much stochastic, it's what we call an oscillator. An oscillator just pretty much detects overbought and oversold periods. So at above 80, when the lines reach above 80, this is an indication that the Euro USD is oversold. Is overbought. That's normally an indication to sell. And when it reaches below here, which is the 20, it's oversold, which is an indication to buy. So now when you have different charts, it's obviously you're trying to confirm if what you're seeing is actually more accurate. Because if you have indication from 2 or 3 stochastics, for instance, you can add another stochastic on this. Insert. And this time we'll have to change the color. Let me go for, wow, red. What a difficult color to choose right now. Let's go to pink, and let's go to, wow, let's go to, okay, let's go to light blue. It's fine. Oops, I didn't get that right. I said pink and light blue. We've got pink and light blue. Pink and light blue. So now we're going to come edit. We're going to go for the 5 minute. Alright. Location. We're going to make sure we edit the location. Stochastic. We're going to click that in. So now you've got 3 stochastics all on the same chart. Obviously the idea for this is that if they're all moving in the same direction, it's considered that you've got a bit more confirmation to whatever decision you're going to make. You see, so that's without having to open 3 Euro USDs with different time frames. you can just open the stochastic, enlarge, and you might not even have to look at the graph in that instance. Okay, so that's the indicator. How do you remove an indicator? You come to it, you right click, you remove area. Okay, another thing you can do right now is something called a price overlay, because some people try to find correlation in different indicators. Not indicators, I mean different currencies or different instruments. Maybe you might think there's a correlation between the ZAR to the USD to the gold or whatever it is. So some instruments show some sort of correlation. So for instance, if you want to add a chart on another chart, you come to this icon here which says price overlay. You see? Not the ruler, to the right, price overlay. You click on that. Let's say you're gonna add the USD to the Swiss franc. The only thing is that you won't have two candlesticks on candlesticks. So one will have to be a line. You can only have one candlestick on a chart. Let's wait for it. Here we have it here. But perhaps let me do this. Symbols. I want to quickly add let's say I add, come to the bottom. Okay, let's say I add oil. Okay, close that. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to add a price overlay. So I add the oil. You notice here that we've got the oil right here and how it's been moving in relative to the Euro USD. Okay, so that's where we are, and that's another thing you can do. I'm going to remove this, and the final place I'm going to land the plane now is pretty much how to insert certain charts. How to insert multiple charts on one frame, So for example, to add another chart you'll create, and you want to have a layout and you want to have a setup so that you can easily access some of these instruments that you're trading. So we're at the USD ZAR, whatever, 3 hours. We're going to go OK, and we're going to add another create chart. USD CHF. And then lastly, UK oil. Now we've got all these charts now. And by all means, we can click into one and after the other. But what you can do is click and insert the chart into the same page as the other one. So let's say you come to UK oil, you hold on to it, right click, and you hold on to that right click, and in the middle you're going to find an icon, and you can pretty much place the instrument or the chart of that instrument maybe on the left, on the right, on the left, on the right, and you let go, even up or down you could have done that. You come to the USD ZAR, you drag it to either or, whichever setup you want. This arrow just indicates where you're placing it. And then CHF, USD CHF, you'll come to it, you'll place it either or, the same principle. So now you've got your four chart layout, and pretty much as soon as you want to open one, you can enlarge it by clicking on this box here and closing it on that box there, Um, I think we've pretty much gone through everything, you know. And FXCM thing is FXCM is really devoted to giving the highest level of support, especially regarding the platform, you know. And we take pride in providing intuitive functionality and readily accessible trading tools, which I hope I've displayed here. And it is really my hope that this guide provided a foundation for users to navigate through various features and information that's readily available on the trading station. From now, I would really like to welcome some questions if any of the viewers have. And yes. Okay, remember you have access to my emails, so really just feel free to also drop me a personal email, and I'm very welcome. I'm more than open to taking you through any query you might have. Okay. Thank you very much. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. We have a cold front coming here in Gauteng, Johannesburg, so stay warm. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much. Goodbye.